Tell me like the love story of you guys, because I was talking to CJ earlier about how you guys got paired up wrestling wise. Yeah. You got that story. I want the romance side from you.
The romance side?
Yeah.
I mean, she couldn't resist me. I don't know if it's romantic. No, I'm kidding. Everything started very innocent. You know, we were just paired. We were just working together. And I never wanted to approach as a boyfriend, girlfriend. I never wanted to do that. One, because she's so hot and I knew my place type of deal. Like
your hot, flexible wife.
Yeah. Eventually she became. But yeah, I didn't want to be that guy. And I wanted to be work and all that. And but then we just started working together, started spending more time, started talking about the past. You know, she grew up in Latvia. I grew up in Bulgaria. A lot of the things are similar. She's traveled in Bulgaria. She knows how things are. Mm-hmm. She spoke Russian. I did too. So we just started making these connections. We started going to church together. You know, we connected with God as well. And it just happened. Eventually, it just grew bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And we kissed.
And the rest was history.
Yeah. But then we had to keep it secret because it's NXT developmental.
God, so what was that like for you guys, especially working so closely together?
Yeah, it was.
That I'm sure people already had jumped to conclusions. Were you trying to throw like some red herrings to like throw people off your scent?
They try. Well, from the beginning, we were trying to be very careful. We were just, even when we were in a car, we would just text each other. We were trying to be.
Yeah.
But it was difficult because
it's kind of fun though, right?
Oh my gosh. I guess now when you look at it,
sure.
Like, oh, we were so bad.
I know.
But just thinking, what was I talking about? Hold on one second. Oh, the PC. Especially when she's new.
Right.
You know, if something happens, you're just blackballed and you're done.
Yes.
So we had to be very careful, and we were. And eventually, a couple months in, I think Corey saw us and was trying to be like smart about it. Mm-hmm. You know how Corey is smart about things.
Oh yeah, he knows it all. He's all seeing.
And then, but you know, Jody knew because she would come to the house, and Martin, who was my other roommate. But then eventually, we got to the road. Still, nobody knew. Yeah. And eventually, who asked? He's like, hey, are you guys together? And I'm like, no, we're not, sir. You know, he's like, oh, well, I'm going to hit on her. I'm like, oh, okay, we're together. No. We're together.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Back it up.
I admitted it, and everything went fine from there. But nobody cared on the road.
No, but it is still that weird thing, like, treading lightly and like still being professional and the job's still getting done. It's not getting in the way of things. Yeah, I remember like I think John and I really thought no one knew we were together for a long time. And then everyone's like, yeah, we know. It was not really news to anybody. It's not even a
big deal.
No, and no one cares. No one cares.
Yeah. The engagement was a big deal though.
Oh. So what happened with that? Boy. Because shit hit the fan with that. So you guys are in like Storyland where you're with Summer.
Yep.
She's with Dolph.
Yep.
And now TMZ has leaked that you guys got engaged.
Yep.
Shit hit the fan. K-Fabe brother. What happened?
I don't know. We saw the post.
Yeah.
And people thought that CJ did it, which he didn't.
Right.
Somebody leaked the picture.
I remember hearing that too. Everyone's like, CJ did it.
Yeah. And we went to TV and...
Did Vince flip his shit?
Yeah, our story got canceled right away. Like immediately. I think I was supposed to win the IC title and do the wedding with Summer, but they all got scrapped. And I went to talk to Vince, and I couldn't understand. Like, Vince, who cares? This is TMZ.
Yes.
He's like, no, they're like world news. They're like CNN.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Vince. Like, what can I argue with him?
Yeah, I know, right? There's nothing you can really do. Yeah. That was some very fine work, though, between when you were with Summer and cutting these promos on Lana, which was some of the funniest shit. And I think that's when people maybe got a glimpse of like, oh, Miro's really funny. The like dead fish comment or like, God, what was the other one where you were if you would just apologize, everything will go back to the way it was.
Yeah.
It was just so fun. Like, how much of that was like written? How much of that was you?
Some of the stuff was written, but like the Cold Fish Lana or stupid woman cow, all these things were, or throwing the fish behind there, like all these things were just, hey, things, it sounds funny.
God.
But it was a funny storyline. I thought it was fun. And I thought it was supposed to be funny. And I thought I played my role great.
I thought it was very, very funny.
But also it was so watched, and people, and you can go back and watch the numbers, it was so watched, the storyline. And at the same time, some people will go and talk shit about it, which happens to every storyline.
Of course, yeah.
But I had because Dolph is amazing. He's a great worker and a great friend of mine, and Summer was great, and everybody played their role fantastic.
Oh my God, that was such a funny moment.
Yeah.
I loved that storyline very, very much.
Yeah, and from there they find out that I'm a huge lover, so they gave me a lot more after.
He's a lover, everybody. What is it like working so closely with your wife like that? Like through the ups, the downs, you really never. How do you get a break from being in the thick of like business and work all the time?
So before we were on the road 5 days a week, after we go home Wednesday, I would go to my man cave, do my thing, and she would go and do whatever, like watch her movies or whatever. So we kind of have like a day break from each other.
Yeah.
And then another day after that, you have to leave. So you got to get your stuff back together.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a great benefit to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because seeing how hard it is for these guys, they leave their families and kids behind to go on the road for 5 days every week. It's not easy, man.
Yeah.
But I was such a lucky guy. Like I have my wife every night. We can have sex if we want. We can do whatever we want every night. I don't have to. And I thought it was great. We worked out. We did everything together. I had to drive, but I don't care. I love driving. So she had good time. She just had to hang out and do whatever she wanted to do. It was just a great combo. She was the one talking. I was listening. And it was a great time. I had so much fun.
It's so funny. I feel like I look at it in that sense, too. I'm like, God, I'm so high. I can't believe, like I have memories with John in just about every city in this country because we have been everywhere, whether it's going out to dinner somewhere or something happened at the arena or something in the show or whatever. Like, it's really a luxury to be able to travel with your partner like that and like make that work.
And now we did this internationally. We got to see the whole world.
I know everything.
Just to see with my wife.
Oh my gosh, honestly.
And she loves traveling. When I was a kid, I wanted always the same thing. I always wanted to travel, but again, nobody know that. And now I get to do that and see the whole world. It's such a great experience.
Yeah.